Hey there. Welcome back, I guess. I know it's a little bit later than normal for me making a video, but, I kind of got distracted this morning. Haven't been feeling all that great today. I think I just woke up on the wrong side of the bed, though. But, this morning, there was a nice light dusting of snow on the ground. I know a lot of the people on the East Coast here with me, especially on the South side, were enjoying a little bit of snow, at least earlier today. Unfortunately, a lot of us here where I am right now are pretty frustrated with the fact that we mostly got what was considered a light dusting, and we were hoping for at least 2+ inches, when the news also was saying we were supposed to get about 4 inches, and we didn't. But I know personally I was pretty disappointed because I like snow cream, and I was looking forward to actually eating some of the snow. I know I set a bucket out on my porch trying to catch some of it as it was falling last night, but I woke up this morning to find nothing but a small bit of slush. I was pretty disappointed. But, oh well, at least it's finally sunny again. I know it's been rainy and cloudy at least for about a week now, and it's nice sometimes, especially when it's a day off and you just want to get lazy and lay down and do nothing, but it's kind of hard to get motivated to do anything or get anything done when it's like that for such an extended period of time. Anyway, so enough about that, though. Here's some of the news that I saw today. Apparently, first on my list, if we're back to the whole gun control deal here, and the gun sales here in the US of A aren't going down very well, even though Obama just recently went on to the television and started talking about the new things he wanted done with our gun laws. It had the opposite effect. People haven't calmed down. It's actually made things worse. One man, a manager, Bill Lone, is passing upon a gun in Maryland, said that the reaction to Obama's gun proposals were ridiculous. Apparently, he said that we were just swamped in here as soon as he got off the news. People were just pouring through the door. That's ridiculous. Apparently, a total of 725 background checks were performed that day, up from 585 the week before. The trend continued in the days ahead, resulting in a 55% week-over-week increase in checks. That's ridiculous. 55% increase. Ugh. Wow. Okay, that's just crazy. I mean, personally, when I hear stuff like that, it makes me worried that we're going to wind up with some kind of a revolution on our hands. I mean, think about how many people are out there probably getting guns so they can not only keep their rights to bear arms, but to possibly protect themselves in the event that maybe a law enforcement officer may become obligated to come to their home to try to take these guns from them. I mean, I could really see this going sour if it doesn't calm down soon. We're selling out of guns. That does not sound good to me. But anyway, moving away from guns and stuff. Does anybody remember that one dude that apparently was just some random fight happened and he got pushed into the tracks of the subway and got run over? Well, apparently somebody else has been, just for no reason, randomly assaulted and pushed on subway tracks. A 23-year-old victim, a female, was alone with the assailant at a SEPTA subway station in the city's Chinatown on Tuesday afternoon. After being helped to light a cigarette, the woman was assaulted, dragged onto the landing, and then thrown onto the tracks. She was... Sorry, something's wrong with my throat. Let me take a drink. She's okay. She only had minor injuries, but it was a very scary ordeal for her, and luckily, of course, she's alive and well. But it took them a short while to find the man. They caught him 2 days later, fortunately. No problem. But it just makes me think, man, people, you guys are crazy. What are you doing? Randomly assaulting people. She lit your cigarette. Are you really that pissed off that you got a cigarette? I don't get it. But anyway, goodness gracious. I'm just going to leave that story alone and go ahead and move on to another one who, apparently there was this man on Monday. He got run over by his dog. I know what you must be thinking. A dog running over a man? It sounds kind of backwards, doesn't it? Well, Basically, the story was he and his wife had gotten home that day, and he got out of his car, or his van, to open the front gate to their house, or their driveway. The wife, this dog ran up to the van, and she let him inside, and when he did, he stepped on the accelerator and ran her husband over. Unfortunately, she couldn't hit the brakes in time. He was critically injured. Apparently, when paramedics got there, he was declared dead at the scene. There's currently an investigation going on. The wife is not being charged as of yet. I mean, I don't really see why a couple in their late 60s would be so willing to just kill one another, but you never know. But, I mean, I guess the moral of this story is you don't need to leave your dog behind when you go to the store, because there'll be hell to pay when you get back. Okay, that's not funny. I'll just move on to another story about a dog. There's this adorable 12-year-old German Shepherd in Italy who attends church in memory of his sweet owner who passed away this past November. Doesn't that sound cute? Apparently, he hears the bells of the church ring, and he shows up for service and sits at the altar every time till the service is over. He's been doing this since November, or since his owner and himself were going, and she, I guess, used to take him with her all the time. She must have lived alone, and now he has no one to take care of him. So apparently some of the people that live in the area that go to the church and stuff, that actually started feeding and watering him since he has no one to take care of him. But they're saying that the last time he actually went with this lady to church was when he accompanied her alongside the coffin bearers taking her in for her memorial service. That's so sad, but it's kind of adorable to think that somebody still cares about you when you're gone. Dogs are such interesting creatures. It's good to have a pet sometimes, you know. But, anyway, I was a bit confused when I saw this one. When I read it, apparently it said that a divorce attorney had an affair with his client and it didn't end well. So I looked further into it, and it seems that some ass out there took advantage of a situation to exploit his client by encouraging her interest and wound up charging her expenses for their little sexual encounters and dates that they went on. The Minnesota divorce attorney struck up an affair with a client in September of 2011, breaking things off in March 2012, at which time the distraught woman allegedly attempted suicide and coughed to the whole affair while hospitalized. I mean, seriously, what kind of a dick do you have to be to do something like that? In the middle of somebody's divorce, you're going to take advantage of her and charge her for your dates? You're telling me you never got anything out of this to begin with that you need money for? It's so stupid. He wasn't hired to be her personal escort. But anyway, I mean, I guess if he's a professional of lying and cheating, you really shouldn't be able to trust that kind of person anyways. It's kind of bad on her, but at the same time, you know, emotionally fragile state of being in divorce. Nobody said whether she was the one who wanted to be the divorcee or whatever, but who knows. Although, anyway, he tried to label these unwarranted expenses as meetings or drafting memos. And once found out, he was suspended from his practice indefinitely by the court. So thank God nobody will have to worry about him ever representing them in court again. I mean, seriously, he should have wanted to had his license taken away, I think, but that's just me. I don't know. It's kind of... But, unfortunately, I don't really have much... I don't have any good news to end this with. Unfortunately, I do have one more story I would like to talk about, though. It's local news. And it involves someone, I'm not going to name them, of course, but anybody who's watching that might know who I'm talking about or know anything about what's going on locally will know what I'm talking about. An ex-coworker of mine whom I kind of consider a friend because I've hung out with this person, I've talked to them, they talked to me, they've helped me a couple times when I've been down, and I feel like it's just something that shouldn't go unnoticed. And since I do make these videos based upon news that's covering a bit of this in a kind of vague way, still enough of a way to give my own support, since personally I'm not the kind of person who likes to go up and bombard these people with my sympathies and things like that. Now, of course, I have expressed my sympathies for the victims of this, but apparently there was a fire that destroyed a Gloucester home early Wednesday morning at about 2:30 a.m. Firefighters were dispatched to the home. The initial dispatch reported there was a fire showing from the home and 3 children were on the second floor. 3 other occupants were said to have exited the home. 2 Gloucester Sheriff deputies and a Gloucester Fire Chief, J.D. Clemens, arrived first on the scene and reported that the house was fully engulfed. He said 2 adults, a man and a woman that had escaped the home, were transported to receive medical treatment, and a 3rd adult had re-entered the home in an effort to rescue the children. The children were ages 7 and 2 and 6 months old, and the adult that perished in the fire was their grandmother. So it's a very sad thing to hear about. I know that this is not the first time I've heard of somebody I know dying, or somebody I know of losing someone in such a case. I know a couple of years back it's been a really long day, but my sister-in-law, a couple of years back, not long from New Year's actually, she wound up losing her nephews in a fire that was not far from where she actually lived. And even now, I even went over to her parents' house during Christmas. I spent my Christmas with my brother and my sister-in-law and her family, but they still have the 2 urns of ashes from the basically in memory of the cousins. But I know some of my friends and ex-coworkers were posting on Facebook about it, and that's when I initially found out about it. Then I started looking it up on the news, found something in our local gazette, and unfortunately this is like the first Friday in the past month that I have to work. There's a candlelight vigil going on in an area close by where everybody's going to be basically just, I wish I could go, but unfortunately it's right in between the time I'm going to be at work, so. But my greatest sympathies go out to that family. I feel very saddened by their loss. I hope things start to get better, and I hope that I just hope everything will be okay for you guys. I know it's not going to be easy. That's a lot of people to lose at one time, and it wasn't right. Things happen for stupid, unknown reasons, and we don't know why, but anyway, I just hope things get better. If for some reason there is any kind of a fund or something and I find out about it, I'll be sure to post about it so that people can contribute. And if for some reason anyone who is more closely involved with the situation sees this video and there's anything I can do to help, just send me a message. But I'm going to go on ahead and end this. Thank you all for your time. I hope you all have a good day. Bye.